Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia here in Bangkok. How you guys doing this morning? Happy Sunday morning or Saturday night, wherever you're at. Sunday morning coffee here in Bangkok. Looks like a nice day today. A little overcast, but we are in rainy season, so that's to be expected. Hope you guys are doing well. Well, already got 7 on, so let me know where you're watching from or listening from. And we'll see how things go as we move along here. We'll get into the subject matter in a little bit. Cheers, Hunter. Yeah, cheers to you too. Thank you so much for coming on board this morning. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you guys coming on. Just recently hit 18,000 subscribers, so that was kind of a cool little milestone for me. So it seemed like it took forever to get from. It's like I zoomed up to 17, and then it just kind of drug. I think part of the reason was because I made the move to Bangkok, Thailand, from the Philippines. So I was doing a little different content. And so that might have had something to do with it. So Stoic Expat says, Sawadi Cup. Sawadi Cup to you. Sabaydi Mai. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. It's been a good week for me. I've kind of, I haven't done my other YouTube channel weekly video yet. I've kind of taken a little bit of a break on that. Just kind of, I was doing one a week. And if you're not familiar, I have a music channel where I play DJ and I play 80s and 70s music for 2 hours every week. And it takes a lot to do because it takes about 3 hours total just to do the video itself. And then I got to upload it to my editing software, and then I got to edit it to make it look good and sound good. And that takes about 5 or 6 hours. So the whole process, anywhere between 8 and 10 hours. And so it gets to be kind of a, and I got busy this week, so I just kind of got a little lazy. And I haven't done a new video yet, but I'm going to do a new video here on this channel. And it has to do with the topic we're going to talk about today. And that is, if you love Thailand, but you love Filipinas, maybe bringing a Filipino over to Thailand is the answer to your issues. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Morning from Quezon City. Congrats on the 18,000 subs. Thank you, Roy. Appreciate it. How's things in QC? I hear that there's a tropical depression about ready to move into the Philippines, so you're probably getting a little wet. But I heard that you guys have been in a little bit of a drought lately, so Craig Rosetta is calling from, or is watching from Alabama. Thanks for watching, Craig. Appreciate you. Doug, good morning from Tagaytay. See, I still got a lot of Filipino residents watching, so that's good. I try to incorporate the Philippines every once in a while in my content. So, because I lived there for almost 3 years, so I can't just completely forget about you guys. So. But yeah, like today's topic, we're going to talk about bringing a Filipina to Thailand. So if you love the Philippine girls or women, but you love Thailand over the Philippines as far as living, you might have a solution. I might talk about that a little bit here today. So we'll see how things go. Plus, whatever else is on your guys' mind, you can put it in the chat and we can talk about it. What else is going on? Let's see. So here's what I've been doing. So my weekly thing outside of my condo life is driving range. Go to the golf driving range on Saturdays for a couple hours with some buddies, and then we go to lunch usually after that. Been playing pickleball, so we'll do that a couple of times a week. Do a couple hour session of pickleball. So that's been fun. I have never played it before. So, but I used to play tennis and ping pong. So it's kind of like, yeah, you kind of get the idea. And if you play tennis or ping pong before, pickleball is pretty easy to catch on to. So, yeah, so I've been doing that. And then, Thai language lessons. I'll be taking, Thai language lessons, from a tutor, personal one-on-one, and started that this month. So that's going to be pretty cool. Learn a little more conversational Thai from what I know now. Let's see. Hello from Florida. Next trip to Thailand scheduled for January. Awesome. Should be a good time there. Um, Good weather, so you'll be fine as long as you're not too far north in the burning season. You'll be good. Let's see. We got Des Mahoney from south of Ireland. Good morning from the south of Ireland. 3 a.m. here. Oh, nice. Um, so, are you in? Where in Ireland are you exactly? I'm not really familiar with a lot of the cities, but I kind of am. So, but yeah, it seems like I got a lot of people from Ireland that watch, which is cool because I have a little bit of an Irish heritage on my mom's side. So that's awesome. Let's see. Overall, yes, it's been pretty dry and hot in QC. Also, reference the topic, referring to the topic, I actually met a Filipino partner in Bangkok before COVID and ended up after COVID living in Southeast Asia, now in the Philippines. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of Filipinos that are here. A friend of mine was in Hua Hin a few weeks back, and he said there's a huge Filipino community there. And he says there's a lot of expats that live there in Hua Hin that have Filipino partners or wives. And so it's kind of a thing, you know. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Same cute Thai tutor who has an American boyfriend. Yes, same one. Listening from Hoi An, Vietnam. Awesome. That's a neat town. I like Hoi An. Yo from USA. Just returned from Thailand. Prefer the Thai gals, though language barrier is a struggle. Yeah, that's probably the biggest drawback is that the language barrier can be an issue. If you're lucky enough to find a Thai girl that speaks decent English, then you're hitting the jackpot because they're just beautiful. They work and they work full time usually. So I think the other issue, other than the language, is finding time to do things together because they're always working. So that's another issue. And then the Philippines, a lot of the Filipinas, they don't work. So it's easy. If you're on a dating site and you go to a Thai dating site and you match with somebody and you want to meet them, and it's always like a struggle. Oh, well, I work. So it's like you got to schedule like 2 weeks out or something before you can meet. Philippine websites, you go on there and you match with a Filipina, and they're ready to meet within an hour. Of course, they are on Philippine time, so that hour is usually about 3 hours. But and if you've been in the Philippines, you know what I mean. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Thai women are beautiful, but you know, don't take away anything from Filipina. They're beautiful as well. You can't go wrong in Southeast Asia or anywhere, or pretty much anywhere in Eastern Asia. You really can't go wrong. I mean, Vietnamese women are gorgeous, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, they're all beautiful. You really can't go wrong. Also, Thai girls are overall more high maintenance than the average Filipino. Um, yeah, I would say on average, yeah, but there are some of the Filipinos that have become very westernized and expect high dollar things and expect the high maintenance. And you can thank the simps in the Philippines, the expats going over there. And the first mistake they make is they tip U.S. Tips in a non-tipping culture, and that spoils the Filipinas. And then they buy them things. You know, it's almost like they feel they need to pay for their love, and the next thing you know, they're getting Gucci bags and perfume and all this stuff, and yeah. But if you find a province girl that's a simple life girl, you're doing well there. So, but you can say that with Thai girls too. My Thai girlfriend works 6 to 7 days a week, 9 to 11 hours a day. Yeah, exactly. So it's like when do we have time together? It's slim pickings if you want a Filipino who does not have children as well. True. That is very true. Now, you will find that in Thailand too, but not to the extreme extent as you do in the Philippines. Even young ones, like if you find a girl that you like that's 20 or 21, I bet it's a 50-50 shot that she's got a kid. And it's probably a very young, obviously a very young kid. So they're either just recently out of a relationship or secretly still in one. So you have to really be careful and really do a whole vetting process when you're dating. But that's true anywhere, I guess. So okay, so we got 23 on board. Let's get into the topic. So I have had there's been a lot of discussion from subscribers and viewers and just friends of mine that live here in Thailand, and they love Thailand more than the Philippines, but they love Filipinas because of the language. They're seems like they're easier to date. They're very I don't know. They're very nurturing and caring, so they seem to fall in love with you really quick, and you can date younger too if that's your thing. So the talk has been, well, what if I just get a Filipina that I love and bring her over to Thailand? Is that possible? Because for one thing, it's like a Filipina, it's very hard for a Filipina to work here in Thailand. It's almost impossible for them to get a work permit. It seems like, if they're from Laos or Cambodia or Myanmar, they can come over here and work, no problem. But Philippines, it's a different issue, and I don't know why that is, but it just seems to be an issue. And a lot of the Filipinos that come over here and work, they're doing it illegally or under the table. So if they get caught, they get sent back. So, but let's talk about how you can bring a Filipina over here. And I did some research on Gemini and came up with some options. So if you're not married to her, you can bring her over here on a DTV, and she can either work or do some of the soft visa things like learn Thai language, learn to cook, Muay Thai, things like that. So the Destination Thailand visa is an option for her. So it is explicitly designed for remote workers, digital nomads, and freelancers working for foreign companies. It grants the holder the explicit legal right to live in Thailand and work remotely for overseas entities without needing a traditional Thai work permit. So you're not actually working for a Thai company in Thailand, you're working outside that. It's a 5-year multi-entry visa. Each entry allows you to stay up to 180 days, which can be extended once per entry for another 180 days at a local immigration office. The main requirement, though, and this could be a stickler, is she must show proof of her remote employment or freelance portfolio and a bank balance of at least 500,000 baht, which is about 15,000 US dollars to qualify. Now, most Filipinas do not have that kind of a bank balance. I'll just be straight honest with you. I would say 99%. I would say 99.9% of the ones that you would want to bring over do not have that kind of a bank balance. So she could do the Muay Thai or the cooking classes or the language classes. She can do that, but to qualify with the money amount, there would have to be you would have to have put some money in her account for her, I think. So that could be an issue if you don't have the money, or if you just deposit $15,000 into her bank account. Immigration may look at that and say, "Where did this money come from? Is that work related or what?" So there could be an issue with that. So if she doesn't qualify for her own DTV, the best path forward is to place her on a non-immigrant dependent visa. So if you're on a retirement visa here in Thailand, you can put her on that. But I think you have to be married to her. So there's the there's the another issue. So if you don't want to marry her, then possibly that could be an issue. So it's not an easy answer, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. If you want a Filipina to come over now, if you plan in advance, you could start putting a little money into her account month by month to build up to that 15,000. So it looks like an income. It looks like a work income, right? Um, but again, if you don't have that 15,000, then that could be an issue. Now, I've had people say, "Well, I'll just marry my Filipina." It's like that's a good answer. Okay, let's see. I think there are special MOUs with neighboring Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. Philippines doesn't have one. Right. I think that's it. It's those agreements that stands in the way with the Philippines. And I don't know why the Philippines are such sticklers on that. I think it's the Philippines side more than the Thai side. I think the Philippines are very reluctant to let their people go work in Thailand. I don't know why, because there's OFWs, Filipino OFWs all over the world. I mean, I've got a friend. She's going to take a job in Hong Kong next month. So, or yeah, next month in September. So, and there's a ton of Filipinas in Hong Kong. There's a ton of Filipinas all over the place doing OFW work. So I don't know why. I think it's the Philippines that's being the stickler, not necessarily Thailand. But I could be wrong. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of this, and that would be if you marry your Filipina girlfriend, and you can put her on. If you're retired already here in Thailand, you can put her on that visa, and you can do it on a as a dependent. So, but yeah, let's talk about that first, and then there's other options. So looking at my research here, the standard retirement visa rule, the non-immigrant O or OA, the restrictions are the standard Thai retirement visa strictly prohibits the holder from working or earning an income locally. So if she's on there as a dependent, she can't work. So if you need her to work, maybe she's got family back at home that she always sent some money to, and she's working in the Philippines, and she does that. But if you bring her here, she can't work. Now she's kind of relying on you now to help with her family. If you're in a position to do that and you're willing, that's fine. If not, then the dependent status becomes kind of an issue, because if she's on a dependent status on your visa, she can't work. Even if she's under 50, she cannot get her own retirement visa if she's under 50. So that's an issue. And I can almost guarantee that most of the guys that are on my channel or watching me, they don't want a girlfriend that's over 50. I'm just putting that out there, but I think that's probably true. So because she's under 50, she cannot get her own retirement visa. Instead, she would need to be placed on a non-immigrant O dependent visa tied to your retirement status. And under Thai law, a dependent visa inherits the strict no working restriction of the primary visa. So she could work, like do online stuff, but that would be kind of under the table type stuff. And as long as as long as you and her keep it to yourself, don't tell your neighbors, don't tell your friends, don't let anybody know. And as long as the money is going into her Philippine bank account, you're probably not going to be in trouble. That's kind of the gray area that they always talk about. I don't condone that, but I'm just saying that's a possibility if you need her to work. If you don't need her to work, then fine, just bring her on over. Prenups common in the Philippines? Yes, well, I think they are. Mostly with foreigners, foreigners marrying Filipino. Um, but yeah, they are, and I've heard that they're pretty ironclad. But who knows? 365 days and counting until my move, but who is counting? Not me. Yeah, Ken. 365. 1 year from today. 1 year from today, you're going to be here, and we'll get together and have a coffee or a beer or something. It's because the government thinks the Filipinos will end being used in the sex industry. That's why they don't want them working in Thailand. Yeah, you're probably right to some extent, but I just don't. I mean, how many 40-some-year-old Filipinos are going to be working in the sex industry? I mean, really. I mean, it seems to me like it's just I don't know, just an excuse. The coconut near San Francisco here. Good channel. Keep it up, JJ. Nice quality content. Thank you. I appreciate that. And appreciate you being on board this morning. Yeah, so we're talking about getting your Filipino over here. Now, if you do the marriage thing, and I know a lot of people are like, I'll never marry again, and then the next thing you know, they're getting married. I've heard that before. Hang on, I got to turn my AC on. But if you get married, is it better to get married in the Philippines and then bring her to Thailand, or is it better to bring her to Thailand first and then get married? Now, if she's never been out of the country, that first trip out of the Philippines can be problematic because you've got to, first of all, you'll have to be with her because you're kind of her sponsor, so to speak, and you have to have all these documents to show that she's able to come back to her country if you end up dumping her or whatever, wherever you're going. So she's got to prove that she's got the capability of coming back. She's got to prove that she's got money to live on while she's overseas, you know, even if it's just for a few days or a couple weeks. So you got to have all that documentation. You got that documentation that you guys know each other and you've been together for a while. But once she's got that first stamp, it gets really easy. So the question then becomes, do you marry her in the Philippines and then move to Thailand, or do you wait and get her to Thailand first and then get her married? And so let me look at what I came up with. So first of all, option A, marrying in Thailand. This is essentially an administrative process that takes place at the local Thai district office. They call it the Ampur. The timeline is about 1 to 2 weeks total process to process the paperwork between the embassies, translation services, and the Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You get an affirmation of freedom to marry from your home country's embassy in Bangkok. She obtains a similar document, legal capacity to contract marriage, from the Philippine embassy in Bangkok. You have these documents translated to Thai and legalized by the Thai MFA. Then you go to a local Ampur. There's one in Bang Rock district office in Bangkok. It's highly experienced. And you register the marriage. You walk out with your official Thai marriage certificate that same day. Why it's better to get married in Thailand than in the Philippines? You don't have to leave your home base. You know, once you're there, you're there. You don't have to deal with provincial Philippine bureaucracies, and the timeline is highly predictable. Once married, she just has to report a marriage to the Philippine embassy in Bangkok, so her home country recognizes it. Now, option B, if you marry her in the Philippines and then move her to Thailand, if you choose to fly to the Philippines to marry her there, you're entering one of the most paperwork-heavy legal systems for marriage. So the timeline, expect to stay in the Philippines at least 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes longer if local offices are slow. And anybody that's married a Filipino in the Philippines, if you're on chat here, please feel free to chime in and let me know what your experiences were. You'll need to visit your country's embassy or consular office in the Philippines to get your single status affidavit. No difference. You must apply for the local marriage license at her municipal town hall. By Philippine law, there's a mandatory 10-day consecutive waiting period after applying before the license can even be issued. After the wedding, it takes anywhere from a few weeks to a couple of months for the local civil registrar to forward the record to the Philippine Statistic Authority to issue an official security paper marriage certificate. So the risk, you can't apply for her Thai dependent visa until you have that official Philippine Statistics Authority certificate in hand. If the local registry delays uploading your marriage records, you could find yourself stuck waiting in the Philippines or having to fly back to Thailand alone while she waits for her paperwork to clear. So, according to Gemini, it says, save yourself the travel fatigue and the legal hoops. Have her come to Thailand. She can enter Thailand on a standard tourist exempt stamp. And once she arrives, you can complete the embassy steps in Bangkok, translate the documents, register the marriage at the Ampur. Once you have the Thai marriage certificate, she will likely need to go to do a quick border run or a short trip back to Manila to convert her tourist status into an official non-immigrant O dependent visa at the Thai embassy there, bringing her back to Thailand 100% legally aligned with your retirement visa status. Okay, so that's the research I came up with. Let me know what you guys think. I know some of you guys was like, oh, I'll never marry. So who knows? Always following JJ from Seoul. Oh, nice. I want to get to Seoul sometime. That's on my list, but it probably won't be anytime this year. Maybe have a Filipino gig. Don't get married, whatever. It's a disaster waiting to happen, and the administration paperwork is a nightmare. Not worth it, even with a prenup. Yeah. Yeah, I figured I'd hear that. If you come to Seoul, let me know. I will. I definitely will. Maybe sometime next year. So we'll keep in touch, obviously. When's a good time to go to Seoul? Or to South Korea? When's a good time of year to do that? I don't want it too cold. I came here to avoid winters, but I can probably handle the cold for a week, and then I'm ready to hit the hot weather again. So, anyway, so let me know what you think about this topic. Is it something you guys are thinking about? Is it maybe not the marriage part, but bringing a Filipino over to Thailand? Is that a better option for you, do you think? Let me know in the chat. April, May, October, September. Okay. All right. Maybe next April, May, I might do a swing. So I want to go to Japan for the cherry blossoms blooming. So that's in like April. And so I may swing down or swing over to South Korea on the way back or on the way up there. So, yeah, that might be a fun trip. As you know, I recently married my Thai wife. The timeline is more than a couple of weeks. You will need to get an appointment at the U.S. Embassy, 1 to 3 weeks. You will need an appointment at the district office, also 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. All right. Good to know. I say I will never get married, but I've done dumber things like getting married. Right, exactly. There's a pretty popular YouTuber that I know that one time he said that he will never get married again. And then, boom, he got married. So I guess you never say never. But the chances of me getting married again are pretty slim. But I will not say 0% chance because you just never know. That day might come where it's like, you know what? I really need to find that person that will be with me and basically take care of my sick old decrepit body and at the end of my time. And usually Filipinas are perfect for that. They have no problem doing that. So you never know. Or you find a nurse, you just pay the nurse to do it for you. It's almost impossible for a Filipina to live in Thailand, so the best option is to split your time between both countries. Also avoids long-term visa issues. Yeah, but I mean, I guess, but that to me that would be personally. I don't want to do that. I don't want to split time. I don't want to be that slow traveler type thing. Um, going back to the Philippines is fine to visit, but I couldn't stay there long term. Even if it's 3 months, I would just go nuts staying there for 3 months at a time or whatever. Um, 3 weeks, I could do that. 3 months or more, I couldn't do that. So yeah. So it's not for everybody, I guess. But yeah, I get what you mean, Roy, and it makes sense because you could, you know, even with the DTV, if you were able to get her here on a DTV, she's still going to have to do border runs, right? I mean, she can't just keep renewing that DTV every 180 days. She can only renew that once, and then she has to leave. So I guess, it's like, oh, we'll just go on a little vacation, and that would work. But I'm always worried with the DTV whether they're going to keep letting you back in and renew because it's meant to be, it's a tourist visa and it's meant to be like a visa for the digital nomads to work remotely for a period of time in Thailand and then go work remotely somewhere else for a period of time, not to just work for a year, leave shortly, and come right back and do it for another year. I don't think that's what they meant by that visa. So you always wonder down the road if they're going to continue to let people come right back in on that visa. And with Thailand, they're always talking about changing immigration rules. So you just never know. So I would, if you could put her on some sort of permanent, like an education visa would be good. She can do it for a year, and then she could go back home and visit her family or whatever for a month or whatever, and then come back on a visa-free entry for 30 or 60 days or whatever it ends up being. And then she can sign up again for an education visa and study something else. So I think that's an option maybe. That's what I would look into. Have her learn Thai or have her learn Chinese or English if her English isn't great. You can do all three of those languages on an education visa. They gave you a 5-year visa. I don't see them not letting you back in. More likely, they will just change rules for future applicants. Who knows? I mean, yeah, you would think that would be the case. But, yeah, it's a 5-year, but I don't think it was meant to be like 5 years continuously to live in Thailand. I think they meant that you can come and go for up to 5 years, but not extended stays. I mean, yes, extended for 6 months. And then, but I think they want you to leave and live in another country as a digital nomad for 3 to 6 months or whatever. And then in that 5-year period, you can keep coming back here. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if they actually start talking about those things or not. I think if you met a good Filipina back in the Philippines, you would be open to staying longer. It's amazing how men change when they find the right girl. I get that, but personal experience, I did meet a great Filipina, and we were together for almost 2 years. But I still ended up moving here. It was I just couldn't see myself living in the Philippines, even with the right girl. So, yeah, I personally, I had to make that decision, but that, maybe that's just me. I get it. Yeah. And Stoic Expat agrees with you, Roy. Tech Peasant says, hi, everyone. The screenshot interested me. End choice, Thai or Philippines? Yeah. I mean, maybe you would do you like Thailand better than the Philippines? Those have been to both countries, extended periods or even short periods. Do you like Thai women over Philippine women? I'd love to hear what your comments are in the chat, what your thoughts are. Dave in Florida. Hi, JJ. Good morning. Yes, I'm going to the Phils next month to meet my girlfriend. Good for you, Dave. Awesome. Enjoy. That's let me see. That will be going in September, because it is August 2nd now, right? Here in Southeast Asia. It's still August 1st in the West, in Florida. But yeah, so September, that's the beginning of Christmas season in the Philippines. So it'll be fun. It's like little by little, they just keep adding stuff for Christmas. Like that first weekend in September, you'll hear Mariah Carey playing in the malls. You'll see a little bit, you'll see a Christmas tree or two up. And then the next weekend, there's a little more decorations. And the next weekend, more decorations. And by October, it's full force Christmas decorations and Christmas music in the Philippines. It's pretty cool, actually. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, Dave, thanks for being a member. I appreciate that. You guys can be a member too. You get to see my videos first. And it's only 99 cents a month, so take advantage of that if you want. Hey, Gio on the go. Hi, Gio. How you doing? Would you like to tell everybody where you're at? Or is it still a big secret? Ken says, I look at marriage as a person from the USA, and women here have jaded me on that term. Maybe I would change my mind in another country. Yeah, I think maybe so, but who knows? I mean, I've been married twice and divorced twice, so I always say I'm looking for my next ex-wife. I jokingly say that, so you never know. I've never been to either. Turned 50 in 1 month. I traveled to Europe and North America, a little South America, never to Africa. Ick. Where should I go? Okay. Well, I'll tell you where I've been that I like. Obviously, Thailand. The Philippines is nice. I mean, depends if you like the beach. There's some beautiful beaches in the Philippines. They're not as easy to access as some others. Thailand's got beautiful beaches in the south. They got beautiful mountains up in the north, and then right in the middle you got Bangkok, that city that never sleeps. So you got everything that you could possibly want in Thailand. Singapore is awesome. It's beautiful, very expensive, but you can still find some fairly inexpensive places to stay and things to do there. So, but Singapore is pretty neat. Japan is amazing. Tokyo and Osaka. I've been to both those places, and they're both amazing. Let's see, where else have I been? Oh, Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City is pretty wild. Da Nang or Hoi An, great beach towns, pretty amazing and very cheap. So those are the places I've been. So where would you, if you were Tech Peasant, if you were to recommend a place to go in Europe or South America, where would you go? Or where would you tell us to go? And then, by the way, Africa, there's some really nice places in Eastern Africa that Gio's been to, Kenya. I got a friend that's going to Serengeti next week, next week. He's going on a safari there. So there's some nice places to go in Africa. So I've never been there, but I've heard. Speaking of the devil, there's Gio on the go in Quezon City. Okay, cool. As you know, most Filipinos want to stay in the Philippines and be close to family. So again, it's hard keeping them long-term in Thailand or abroad, generally, unless you're supporting the family financially. Yes, I would agree with that. It used to be the old myth was, Filipinos only want to marry you so they can get to the U.S. and get a visa, and then they'll dump you. Yes, there are a few that do that, but the majority don't. The majority want to stay in the Philippines. In fact, the first girlfriend I had, or second actually, technically second, we were going to do the K-1 visa, and at the last minute, she bailed because she didn't want to move back to the U.S., and I didn't want to live in the Philippines in her province town in Leyte. So we ended up breaking up because of that, because she didn't want to move to the U.S. So she had no thoughts of living overseas. So, yeah, I think you're right for the most part. I would say maybe 80%. Geo was only supposed to be a one-day extension. How much longer now? Sorry, Poe, extension's out of stock. Well, he couldn't fly out because of the brownout. There was a brownout, and so the airport had no electricity. Iceland, wow, Iceland. Um, I would go to Iceland to see Bjork. I've started really getting into Bjork music. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She used to be with the Sugar Cubes back in the probably mid '90s, but then she went out on her own, and I just love her music. It's so different, and she's so cute. Even now, I mean, she's almost I think she's 60, but she still looks good. But back then, she was so cute, and she's Icelandic, but she looks Asian to me. In fact, she looks like a girl I used to date from Laos. Let's see if I can bring up a picture of her to show you. Um, so let's see. First, I'll bring up Bjork's picture. I'll show you a picture of what she looked like early in her career. Let's see. Bring some images up. Yeah, here we go. We'll use this one here. And let me share the screen. Hang on a second. Oh, performing security verification. Yeah, they want to make sure I'm not a bot. Okay, there she is. All right, let me share the screen here, show you what Bjork looks like. Okay, so that's Bjork there, and cuter than heck, but I just love her music. Um, anyway, so that's her. Now let me get out of that. Let me see if I can find a picture of the girl I dated. I think she kind of looks like her, but maybe you might not. So, hold on just a second. Do. Riveting videos, riveting live stream. I have to go back a ways to find this picture. It's been a long time since we dated. Anyway, what do you guys think of Bjork? Did you like her? That's the only thing I know about Iceland is her and her music. But she's really, her music is so different. It's kind of like eclectic grunge. I don't know how else to explain it, but Human Behaviors, that's a great song in my mind. I just love that song. So here, I got to go back to the beginning. Where is she? There she is. All right. I'll bring up this picture here. All right, hang on. Got to share this. You may not think she looks like Bjork, but I think she kind of does. Anyway, that's a girl I dated way back in the day. She's from Laos, but she lived in Thailand. So, yeah. Anyway, so there you go. That's my Bjork look-alike in my mind. I'm probably way off base, but I don't care. Anyway, let's go. Let's get caught up with chat here. Geo. Yeah. Out of stock Geo. Great White Song, Once Bitten, Twice Shy. The venom of that first divorce gave me a PTSD. Yeah, me too. There was the second divorce that got me. My first marriage was very short, and I was young, didn't know what the hell I was doing. It was the second marriage that was painful. I mean, I was married almost 16 years, and it was just like a prison term. I hated it. I lived in Iceland as a Canadian for 6 months. Love the people. Awesome. That was back in 2006. I love Bjork. Oh, good. I'm glad another one loves her. Yeah, I just love her music. Yes, I saw the Sugar Cubes reunion in November 2020, November 2026. Are you from the future? I'll be leaving soon. Yeah, you keep saying that. We'll see. She has the monolid. What's the monolid? I'm not sure what that means. This is what attracted me to Iceland. That is what attracted me to Iceland. Bjork, or she has an audio recording in 1976 at age 12. She's a genius. I think she's like a virtuoso musically. She looks Mongolian. Which one? My girlfriend or Bjork? Hey, Tech Peasant, thank you so much for the super chat. I believe it. I think it's a super chat or super thanks or whatever they call them. I don't even know now. Bjork, my idol. You and I on the same page. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. Bjork, Philippines. Right, yeah. Good taste in women, JJ. Thank you so much. Yeah, I thought she was pretty cute. Oops. So I'm on one monitor now. My other monitor went out. So, and you see this monitor here? I got a troll that got on before and said, "Oh, why is your monitor looks really fat? It must be really old." Yeah, but it works. Why would I get another one if this one's still working? And my new monitor, the thin one, it went out this week. So my old reliable is still working great. My old LG reliable monitor is still working great. So I got to go up to MBK Mall this week and get me another monitor. So November 2006. Okay. Okay, so you're not from the future. Okay. Well, you are a tech peasant, so I thought maybe you were from the future. So was Bjork with them, the Sugar Cubes, when they did their reunion? Bjork possibly, maybe, yeah. Anyway, so cool. Yeah, Bjork is my girl. I'm really getting into her music lately. I've been listening to a lot of her stuff. So, and I didn't really pay much attention to her when I was in radio. It just wasn't that mainstream, and so I didn't really pay that much attention. But now it's like, oh man, it's so good. Hey JJ, why didn't you stay with the Laos girl? Well, because I wasn't living here, so I went back to the Philippines, and we kind of lost touch. And then I met a Filipina that I was with. So, yeah, I kind of, if I'd been living here, it might have been a different story. I might have been married to her by now, or at least we'd be together because she was just cute as a button. Yes, she was the lead singer. Awesome. Good. In the reunion? Okay, cool. Better monitor your monitor. Better monitor my monitor. Watching from Siem Reap in Cambodia. Can't log on to tablet and don't want to type on the phone. My eyesight is not good enough. You're fine. Just watch along. That's good. Thanks for watching anyway. I was hooked on her since '88. I was 12. She was 22. Okay, so she was 22 in '88. So let me think here. I was 30. So she's like 66 now. Wow. Okay, cool. She still looks good, I think. And she's still doing music, I think. I think she just came out with something new recently. Here for my DTV break for 2 weeks. Okay, we'll let you know if they let me in. Okay, so William, let me ask you this. So you're in Siem Reap for a couple of weeks, and then you're going to come back here. How many extensions have you done on your DTV so far? Is this your first time leaving? And did you do a 180-day extension? So have you been here for a year now? Give me some details. Did you see the little girl, Nana Royal, on America's Got Talent that sung the Cranberries song Zombie? She is 16 and from Phuket. I've heard about it. Maybe it was you that mentioned it, but I have not seen it. I don't really watch those shows. I don't watch any American television anymore. I watched YouTube and I watch Prime, Amazon Prime. I watch movies on that. I did watch the series on Prime with Nicolas Cage. It's called Spider Noir. It's really good, actually. He does a great job. The writing's really excellent, so I did watch the first season of that. She's 60. Wow. She looks good, though. Soon turning 61 soon. Okay. So she was 22 in 88. All right, right. She'd been born in 66. So yeah, so she just turned 60. You're right. Yeah. Don't accuse me of being a math whiz. I miss Dolores from the Cranberries. Yeah, I do too. What a great voice. Great songwriter, great voice. Yeah, I love that band. And that's one of the first top covers of bands here in Thailand that they'll do. The Zombie by the Cranberries. I mean, you go to any bar that has live music, and if you sit there long enough, you're going to hear the Cranberries Zombie. You're going to hear Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver. What else is a cover that they play all the time? There's a few of them, but yeah. What about that video when Bjork lands at the airport in Thailand and screams at the reporter, haha, she sounds like a bar girl. Bjork is one of one. Yeah, well, the reporter got in her face and was asking her insulting things. So she didn't scream at her. She went after her. I mean, it was basically a full-on attack. So, but I couldn't blame her. I mean, paparazzis are rude. She probably had a long flight from Iceland to Thailand, probably. So she's probably pretty tired. And somebody accosts you at the airport. That's not a good place after a long trip. Irish, UK, Canadian here. Oh, awesome. Nice. I've got some Irish in me. That's my line. Go up to a girl. Hey, do you have any Irish in you? No. Do you want some? Loved her. You need to watch this. Seeing you are a music guy. Most amazing thing you will see this month. Okay, I might have to dig that one up. John Denver is 20 years too old for me. Yeah, well, I'm an old fart. But you got to love the music, man. I mean, just there's so many great singer-songwriters from that era. You should, even though it's 20 years past your prime or past, too old for you, just listen to appreciate the songwriting. I mean, listen to Gordon Lightfoot. He's Canadian. And listen to him, sing his songs. I mean, he's such a storyteller, such a great songwriter. Yeah, there's so many good ones. So just because, I grew up with 3 older sisters and my mom and dad all musically inclined. And I was listening to big band music when I was 8 years old, so I love big bands. I love music from the 50s, and I wasn't alive then, to know about it. So, but I love all that music because I got my family introduced me to that stuff. So second year left every 90 days instead of check-ins before. This is the first 6-month trip after my 190-day immigration check-in. After first year, went home for 3 months. Okay. So, and everything before was fine. So hopefully it'll be fine continuing, yeah. Cranberries toured Southeast Asia a lot. Cool. I never saw them in concert. I wish I had. The airport shot was from Iceland. Oh, it was from Iceland. I thought it was from Thailand. It was a Thailand reporter in Iceland. Is that what it was? I thought it was in Thailand. They were attacking her with her son, who was 5 at the time. Okay. Was the reporter Thai? Because there was some Thailand Thai, T-I-E, involved in it. So I do like Big Band and Lightfoot. Yeah. Gordon Lightfoot, great songwriter. R.I.P. I posted my Big Band comment 30 seconds before your Big Band comment. Okay. Maybe I'm from the future. Top of the morning, JJ. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on board this morning. I appreciate you all. We're all caught up with chat. What else you guys want to talk about? We've kind of run through the gambit already. We talked about Filipinas over Thai girls, living in Thailand over the Philippines, how to get your Filipino over here. We talked a little bit about that. That was the main topic. We can keep discussing that. We talked about the music of Bjork and how I love her. You got a picture of my one of my ex-girlfriends from Laos, my Lao girl. So now you know what she looked like. We've covered a lot. I can show you my slides of my vacation. I don't care. And the goddess Bjork, I can talk for hours. Yeah, she's so cool. Yeah, I really like her. What's your favorite Bjork song? Mine is probably Human Behavior, or I'm trying to think what else. What else is another good Bjork song? But Human Behavior is just so good. That drum at the beginning is so cool. And then her voice, obviously. Nana Royal turned the Cranberry Zombie song into a heavy metal song and plays the guitar like Jimi Hendrix. Wow, cool. Come to Me. Okay, yeah. I listened to what my parents listened to: Marty Robbins, Patsy Cline, Glenn Miller. Not my go-to, but don't mind. Yeah, I mean, my dad was huge into country music. I mean, he loved all those: Marty Robbins, Patsy Cline, Hank Williams. My mom loved big bands, and then she also loved the crooners, the Sinatras, and the Dean Martin and those type of guys. She loved Frank Ifield, I think he's Australian, maybe New Zealand. Frank Ifield is not hugely known in the U.S., but he was big over there in Australia. I think he's Australian, but he could be from New Zealand. But he was a big crooner back then, kind of like a Tom Jones of his country. And I remember the one song that my mom used to play all the time, and I listened to. It was called "I Remember You" by Frank Ifield. So look it up if you want. You exhausted the regular guy gossip last week. Yeah, I didn't actually. I mean, I covered it, but you know, it's almost like I kind of feel bad for him because I don't think he's doing anything. I don't think he's doing anything worse than what the local Filipina vloggers are doing about themselves. I mean, I think those vloggers, the Filipina vloggers, are much worse and giving the Filipinas a bad reputation or a bad name more than he ever did. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to be. I mean, he's persona non grata. I mean, that's like one step away from being deported. If I were to advise him, I would say, hey, leave the Philippines now before you get deported, because you never know how long. If they're going to deport you, they don't just take you to the airport and make you leave. They put you in a jail cell for a while, and then they decide when you leave. So I would tell regular guy Scotty that, dude, just get out now. Philippines isn't that. I mean, it's not worth the headache. Saw a recent video from Gio, how after a year in Bangkok, he said dating there is very transactional and how Philippines was better. Think he is on a recon trip to Philippines, might relocate. I doubt he'll relocate. No, he won't relocate. There you go. You heard it from the guy himself. Patsy Cline was reintroduced in sci-fi, playing Fall to Pieces in Interstellar. Travel loved it. Okay. I never saw that movie, Interstellar. I heard it was a really good movie, though. I think he hired an attorney. Oh, okay. Good for him. Scotty Boy thinks Gio is moving back to the Philippines. Really? Glenn Hansert died in a motorcycle accident in Dublin a few years ago. Oh, wow. Man. I have my retirement visa in Thailand, and I'm about to sign another year lease in Bangkok. So that kind of puts a nice little bow on it there. Gio is not moving back to the Philippines. He's just on vacation. Bjork James Bond cover, You Only Live Twice. Feel free to play. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you. Thanks again for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. You Only Live Twice. That's a good song. Let me see. Who sang that originally for the Bond movie? You Only Live Twice. Was that Nancy Sinatra? I think that was Nancy Sinatra. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think Nancy Sinatra did the original. I can look it up. Here, let me do the... Who sang You Only Live Twice in the James Bond movie? Oh. Nancy Sinatra. Ha! I was right. Yeah, I'm so good. Off topic. Hey, Craig, nothing is off topic here. It's an open forum, man. Any word on Vietnam ending their visa runs? So last week we talked a little bit about that, and I'd heard rumors that they were making it more difficult, but I talked to a friend of mine in Da Nang, and he's been going on visa runs for at least 2 years, probably more. Every 90 days, he just gets on a bus and does a 6-hour trip into Cambodia, gets a new stamp, and does a 6-hour trip back. And he says he's not having any problems with it. He just recently went on one. So I don't know. That could just be clickbait that you saw on YouTube channels. Hard to say. But, yeah. But as far as I know, there's been no issues. But you never know. Yep, Nancy Sinatra, yep. Nancy with the smiling face. Bangkok Pat recently did a video about Anut. He stated it's not the best location for various reasons. What neighborhood in Bangkok would be similar in price but better? Better than Anut but similar in price? Oh, probably. I don't know. I think Anut's okay. I mean, there's not a lot there. I mean, you do have a nice, decent mall. You've got a Big C and a Lotus's. You got nice. I guess the mall's not. There's not a mall right close by there. Let's see. You've got a Big C, Lotus's, grocery stores there. You've got a big area right in front of Big C that's got outdoor vendors. So street food is abundant. Let's see. What would be another? I would check like Prokonong. I think that probably is similar in price, and it's got the W district. It's really close to Ekamai. It's one stop from Ekamai, so you're really close to the Ekamai Gateway Mall. W district has some really good outdoor vendors, food. There's that street right behind. I don't know what street it is, but right behind W district, there's a street there that's got a decent live music scene there, and it's got lots of Japanese restaurants. And if you're into the karaoke snack bars, the Japanese style ones, there's probably at least 3 of them on that street. And then right down the road on Prokonong is the Natural Mystic live music bar that we go to on Fridays for live music. They're closed for renovation right now because they're getting ready to open up a restaurant on the 2nd floor, I guess. So they're working on that. So it's going to be closed for a month. But yeah, I would look into Prokonong. I think you can find some pretty decent deals there. Hey, Beaver Hunter. Hey, did I miss the 18,000 celebration already? Congrats, Jeff. Thanks. It's kind of a low-key celebration, but thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. What's this? I don't know who that is. Ishao Speed hit 60 million subs. Crazy. His live stream celebrating had 90,000 viewers. Yeah, well, I can only hope. I can only dream. Man, I thought I was a sick, paranoid person in love with a woman 12 years my senior for the last 30 years. Glad others have the same issue. She's 12 years your senior. Okay, wow, cool. RE, yeah, RE. I like RE. I did a couple of videos from RE recently, and that's a nice area. It's a little out of the way, though. If you want to get to central Bangkok, like the Asok area or Nana or those areas, it's a little bit of a trip, probably 8 or 9 stops on the BTS. But yeah, it's nice. I walked through there and it's like, yeah, it's nice. I don't know what the prices of the condos are there. I haven't checked that out, but I don't think I would move there. I think I would stay where I'm at now. I like my neighborhood better, so I don't think it was enough to make me change my mind. But yeah, it's a nice area. G on the go. Thanks for clearing that up. But curious to know why you piqued my interest in the Philippines. So we'll be doing recon missions myself to Cebu, Bohol, and Dumaguete. Rick, just skip Dumaguete. Ekamai, yeah, Ekamai is another good area, but you're getting closer to the central, so you're not really out of the tourist area so much, and it can get a little pricier in that area. But Ekamai is a really neat area. I like Ekamai a lot. Bangkok Pats has become too localized. Anud is a good place to start in Bangkok. Yeah, I think it's a good place to start. I think Joe, Eager Expat, I think he lived there for at least a year when he first moved, and he liked it. I mean, yeah, RE, like I said, RE is a nice area, but I just don't think it ticks enough boxes for me to want to move there. It's fun to visit. There's a lot of neat little restaurants and open air restaurants and little alleys, little sowies off the side track, off the main track, and you got a lot of food vendors and street vendors. But I didn't see anything that really just like knocked me over. So I think it would be an okay place, but I don't know if I would want to live there for long term. Lived in Procon. Where's that? I'm not familiar with that area. The dating is much better in the Philippines, but the infrastructure, healthcare, and food are better in Thailand. Yeah, I would say so. Definitely. I think the dating is the two things with dating is you got the language. It's easier to speak to them, and the dating gap is greater. So if you want to find a younger girl, it's easier in the Philippines. But I will tell you that it's possible here. It's possible. I'll just leave it at that. Prakanong, yeah, Prakanong's a good area. It's got the W district, and yeah. For me, biggest problem with dating in Thailand is the language barrier, and I realized I have no desire to learn, so Philippines would be a better option for me. So let me ask you this. So you're dating a Filipina, right? And you're serious, and she wants to take you to her province to meet her family, and her family doesn't speak any English. Are you going to learn a little bit of Tagalog or Visaya to better understand her province when you go there? Or are you just going to rely on her translating everything? Because she may not translate. She may translate on what she thinks you want to hear rather than what they're actually saying. So you just have to just keep that in mind. Bring a Philippine over or just make trips back and forth. Yeah. The trips back and forth would be, for me, it would be tough. I wouldn't like that. So basic Thai isn't hard. It's not like Korean Hangul or Chinese Mandarin. Yeah, you're right. You can learn. I mean, I think even Gio, he picks up a couple of phrases or words like every week or so. He'll ask me, he says, "What did you just say to her?" And so I tell him, and it's like, okay, so he puts it to memory or writes it down or something. So you could pick up stuff as you go. I'll tell you the best way to learn how to pronounce words in Thai is writing the BTS or the MRT, because you can see the word, like the next stop, and then hear them pronounce it. So you kind of know phonetically how these words are pronounced, and you can move that forward to anything else you see written in Thai. Not written in Thai, but phonetically written. So yeah, that would be, to me, it's like riding the trains was like lifesaver for me. It's like, oh, that's how you pronounce it. It's not Prakanong, it's Prakanong. It's not Anut, it's Anut, you know? Hey, Tech Peasant, thanks again for another super chat. I appreciate it. So at 50, where should one go besides in the way of Bjork? You're at 50 years old. I think you've got a plethora of places to go. 50 is not old anywhere, except for maybe in the West, in the U.S. But here in Southeast Asia, 50, as long as you don't look like 65 and you're 50, halfway decent shape and keep yourself fit, so to speak, and dress nice. I think the world is your oyster, man. You can just, or your clam, and you can open those clams at 50, pretty much any age clam, pretty much. I would never have gone as far with the Bjork. You are 1 in 1,000 people on YouTube with that. Yeah, I don't know. I just love her music more now than I ever did. I think Prakanong much better than Anu. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the closer you get to central Bangkok, on Sukhumvit at least, we're talking Phrom Phong where I am, Asok where Terminal 21 is, on Nana. Those places, the closer you get to there, the better the neighborhoods are. So Anut's farther away than Prakanong, so you're getting a little closer. But yeah, I like the vibe, and you're really close to Ekamai too. And Ekamai is a great neighborhood. That's what's so great about these BTS stops along Sukhumvit. Every stop, it's a different vibe, a different neighborhood. So you're going to find a different style. You get to Tong Lo, and that's kind of a Japanese area, but you see a lot of expat families there. So a lot of virtual workers, nomads that live in that area with their family. So you see a lot of Westerners with younger kids there in the Tong Lo area. That's probably why I'm staying away from that area. I don't need a lot of Western kids around me. I agree with Gio on his last. No dates in Thailand since I retired 2 years ago, but not really trying. Not to say I have been alone. LOL. Yeah, right. I mean, you can do the pay for play. That's always the thing. I haven't had an issue, really, to be honest with you. Agree with Gio. If I was single, going back and forth is the best way, and what I would do. Finding a good girl is easier in the Philippines. Here's what I think about Filipinas as far as getting a good girlfriend. They're quicker to jump into that girlfriend-boyfriend mentality. You date a Filipina one time, and by the end of the date, they're clinging to you. They think they think they are your girlfriend, and after that first date, and then they're texting you constantly. Where are you? How are you? How was your sleep? Did you have your dinner? Did you have your breakfast or whatever? And so if you're looking for girlfriend material, like fast-paced, fast-track, Filipinos are probably the best way to go. My flights direct to the Philippines from Bangkok were only $100. That's not bad. It used to be worse than that. Just recently. G on the go, that's good advice. I think best of both worlds would be bring a Filipina here. Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. And it's like, okay, so how do you get her to stay long term? How can you? She's got to get on some sort of a visa. Otherwise, she can only stay 30 or 60 days, and then she's got to leave. And then she can't keep doing border runs because they're going to stop doing this and stop letting her in. So you got to put her on some sort of a visa, DTV, but then she has to show money in her bank account at home, and she has to either have some sort of a job or do some soft skill stuff like learn Thai language or learn some language here, do Muay Thai or cooking classes, something like that to get on the DTV, or she can do an education visa and do that. So those are your two options, unless you're on a retirement visa and you marry her, then you can put her on as a dependent on your visa. But yeah, so you got to figure out if you want to bring her here, how you're going to get her to be able to be here long term, or at least semi long term. First condo I bought in Bangkok in '99 was around Anut. Times have changed. '99, there's probably was the BTS even that far down, or yeah, that far down on Anut on the Sukhumvit BTS. The first BTS, I believe, was the dark green line, which is the Sukhumvit line. I think that was the first one they built, but I can't remember what year. That might have been like '96 maybe. And then I think the MRT blue line was the first line for the subway, and I think that was '99 maybe, or 2000, something like that. So if you were on Anut in '99, was the BTS there? Did it go that far down? Dating in Thailand is good, generally not as young as Philippines. Right. I mean, but you can, like a guy my age, I can date a 31-year-old or a 35-year-old without much of an issue. You know, as long as you look like you're not 100 years old and you dress decent and you present yourself well and you don't stink. That's a big thing. They don't like smelly foreigners. But as long as you take care of yourself, I think you'll be fine. Maybe a 30-year age gap, you can do that. Now, it's not going to be like the Philippines where they're just falling all over you. I would say if you're on a dating site and for every 100 girls that are 30 to 35 years old and you're in your 60s, you probably have a chance with 10 of them. So, yeah, that's good salesman odds. You know, ask 10 women out and one of them's going to say yes. So, yeah, I'd take those odds. Good use of the word plethora. Oh, okay. I think that's the perfect balance, Rick. Yeah, I think you're right. If you can figure the long term, I said clams. I did say clams. The clammy. Okay, I'm going to sell my primary residence and travel. My kids are in their late 20s. Still no grandkids. Time to travel. Yeah, I'm the same way. My son is 29, or will be 29 this year, and he has no kids. He's not married, so yeah, it was okay for me to head on out. Hi from Queens, New York. Were you able to find a barber you like and return to? I'm not worried about the cost in return for consistency. Yeah, so there's a barber right down the street, about a 2-minute walk from me, 2 or 3 minute walk from my condo, and it's called Celine on 24 or something like that. And she does a great job. I just got my hair cut. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of sticking up in the back right now. But it's like 350 baht. And you can find cheaper, granted. But I like it. I like the convenience. I can just walk down the street, get my hair cut, walk home. She does a great job. 350 baht, so that's like $10. I'll take it. Now, I can go walkaways and find a barber that does it for like 150 baht. So I'd save like $5, but I kind of like the convenience, and I think she does a great job. So yeah, that's where I go now. Celine or Selena or something like that. Philippines equal instant girlfriend, no waiting required. Exactly. Yeah. Instant girlfriend. In fact, it's like they will commit to you. I'm trying to use careful terms here. With the hope that you'll become their boyfriend. Whereas in Thailand, they want to take it slow and make sure that you're on the up and up and make sure you're living here and you're committed before they will take that next step in the relationship. I'm trying to use terminology that's that's safe. Jumpcat. Hey, Jumpcat. Hey, JJ, loving Indo and KL. Oh, Indonesia and Kuala Lumpur. Still hitting denying this fall, but considering 2 to 4 months rotation in Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia yearly instead of basing. Oh, okay, Victor. Let me know how that works. I tried to do that slow travel, and I just didn't like it. I hated living out of a suitcase. I needed a home base. But I will be, most likely, I will be in Da Nang. I'm about 90% sure, probably in December over Christmas. I love the weather there. It's cold and rainy, but it feels like Christmas. A Filipina can cook Thai. Sounds like heaven. If they can, but probably they can't. They would have to learn. So yeah, that's bring her here and have her learn how to cook Thai. That would be the ultimate goal. My condo was 15 minutes away from the Anu BTS, which was the last stop then. Oh, okay, so that was the last stop. Yeah, it's funny how in just that short period of time it's gone so far south. I guess from what I understand, eventually this BTS here, the dark green line, is going to go all the way to Pattaya, from what I understand. But that's going to be a while before. Let's see. Korea has a mutation where they do not smell at all. Huh. You mean they don't have BO, or they don't have a sense of smell? That's interesting. My suggestion is look for the best partner and not focus on nationality. Very good suggestion, Valdez. Very legit. Thais don't sweat like us, Farong. It's their genetics. I would disagree. I've been with some Thai girls who sweat pretty profusely. So I know Filipinas do. They sweat like crazy. Over 90% of Koreans have the ABC11 gene, no body odor. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder if you can get that injected in you. No more need for a underarm deodorant. Let's see. Issue also with Thailand is that you go through all that hassle to get your girlfriend there. Then the government changes the visa rules. At least the Philippines has pretty much stayed consistent with the visas. Well, plus if she's Filipina, she doesn't need a visa to live in the Philippines. So yeah, you got that. But yeah, I mean, just having her come here on a tourist visa and just come and go and keep coming back, that eventually that's going to get tiresome, and eventually they're going to say, why do you keep coming back here? Because that's exactly why they won't let Filipinas go to Thailand to work, because they think they're going there to work as in the adult industry. And if she keeps doing visa runs, that's a red flag, I would think. So get her on a more permanent visa than a tourist visa. Are you planning any meetups? I haven't thought about it, but I could, I guess. Maybe I'll do one this month in Bangkok. I might do that. We'll see. I'm always worried. I'm always afraid if I do a meetup, nobody shows. Then I have to tell my friends, hey, come to my meetup, so at least I've got somebody to talk to. I took my girlfriend to Thai cooking school when I was there in May. Oh, nice. Did she learn? Does she still cook Thai, or does she go back to the dried fish and rice? 9 days until we leave for Thailand. Nice. Awesome. Less than 2 weeks. So when I was living in the Philippines, and I had a living girlfriend, a Filipina, she would cook rice. I got this big rice cooker for her, and she'd cook rice, but she would just leave the rice out for days and just keep using the rice there. I saw the other day on a video that rice is one of the worst things to have leftovers. Whether you leave it out or put it in the fridge, it creates bacteria like almost within 24 hours. It's got this bacteria that develops in rice. So you should always use fresh rice. And that's always my worry, eating in the Philippines especially, because you just never know how old that rice is, especially if you go to a market. And I don't do the street food in the Philippines, so for that one reason, because you just don't know how fresh it is. But yeah, I heard that rice is really bad for bacteria right away. So if you get a rice cooker, just cook enough for one meal and then throw the rest away and cook it fresh the next time. Many Thai girls are getting on the big size these days. Don't they have GLP-1 pharmaceuticals there? Yeah, they do, but it's really expensive. And I agree. I am seeing more and more heavier Thai girls, kind of like the Philippines. But I tell you, it's the Western society that's doing that, bringing all these fast food restaurants from the West over here. That's what's killing, that's what's fattening up everybody. I would travel to meet a Bjork fan. Okay, there you go. Well, I'm a Bjork fan, so there you go. Partner with Geo for meetup. Yeah, I would. I would really, definitely invite Geo to show up at the meetup and partner with him. But I don't know if he doesn't do meetups really. I don't know. But yeah, I mean the invitation's open. Katsuya. I don't know how to pronounce that. But hello, JJ. Hello, Kat. Thanks for coming on board. Then definitely no one would show up. Oh, don't sell yourself short. Microbial growth. Is that what they call that for the rice thing? Yeah, it doesn't sound good, does it? Joe would be a good third. He does his own thing. Eager Expat, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, he does his own meetups. Have you checked out the Punawiti BTS Cloud 9 development? New condos, heard can get good deals. I have not, but Punawiti, that's a neat area too. They got the True Digital Mall right up there. It's either off Punawiti or Udom Suk or right between the two, I think. But yeah, that's a growing area too. And then they've got they got a new mall going up. It's another I think it's another One Bangkok mall, but it's just off the Udom Suk exit. So that's going up, and that will be up in the next year or two. And usually when a new mall goes up, it becomes a whole new neighborhood, and you're going to see condos go up all around the mall, then the restaurants and the bars and everything. So that's one to watch out for, that Udom Suk area. That's going to be big in a couple of years. I'll just guarantee you right now. I portion my rice and freeze it. Okay. Thailand rice is fresh every day, both restaurants and at home. Awesome. Yeah. Well, your home maybe, but not their home. Maybe some other homes, not so much. Collab live stream with Geo discussing dating Philippines and Thailand. Maybe. Collab video with Geo. Oh, I just saw that one. In an open area, if you want to kill all things hydrogen peroxide and vinegar, it will damage your lungs. Keep it in an open area. It dissolves copper, percetic acid, good to kill virus, yet keep it open air and not in the plumbing. Okay. But if it damages my lungs, yeah, I don't know. I got an air purifier that I use. I don't do group meetups, but I'm always open to meeting people for a coffee. I'll just do my own meetup and then invite you to come, and you can show up unannounced. How's that sound? Bang Na Mega Mall is huge. Yeah, that is a neat area too. Or wash it out with water for a minute. Invite pink caddies. You'll have no issues. How many show up at meetup? Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know how much I would have to pay for that. 100 joules. High five. Awesome. Thank you. Hold your breath. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Yep. You just show up unannounced. It'll be like Elvis has entered the building. All right. Hey, we're caught up on chat. We're about an hour and a half in, so things are going real well. I got 55 on. That's pretty good. That's like a record for me, I think, at one time. I've been talking so much, reading your chat, I haven't had a chance to drink my coffee. Still hot, though, because I got my Yeti. And this is a legit Yeti, too. I ordered it on Lazada, and I thought, oh, it's probably going to be a knockoff. But it turned out to be legit. It had all the paperwork and the things inside. And yeah, so it's pretty awesome. But all right, what else you guys want to talk about? Open forum. We've been talking mostly about Filipina coming to Thailand. Where else would you guys want to live in Southeast Asia, if you couldn't be in Thailand or the Philippines, what would be your third choice or maybe your first choice? Baby Roonies will be there soon. Oh, trust me, damn cars. The Baby Roonies are already here, but the guy who coined the phrase isn't here yet. But I think he's seriously thinking about coming here, which would be. I mean, I would like to meet the guy. I mean, I don't think he likes me, but I would meet him. I would be okay with that. In the apartment buildings in Thailand and in the Philippines, in your experience, how bad is the bug extermination fumes, and how often do they do them? They do them about once a month here, but mostly in the halls and the common areas. And I don't have a sense of smell, guys, so I lost that over like almost 2 decades ago when I had rhinoplasty surgery, and once in a while I'll get it back, and it's only briefly. Oh shit! I got my tracking back on. Hang on, and it's only briefly. But most of the time I can't smell anything, so it doesn't bother me, obviously, if I can't smell it. But I tell you what, the bug problem here in Thailand is pretty much non-existent. I've never seen a roach in any of the condos I lived in, whereas in the Philippines, they seem to be everywhere. And I used to get somebody come into my condo in the Philippines every 2 weeks to spray. They spray every 2 weeks. And it would be fine for a week and a half, and then they come back. It's like you can't get rid of them. Once they get infestation in your building, it's almost impossible to get rid of unless you just go and do a deep dive. And they don't do that in the Philippines. So, yeah, I've always had problems in the Philippines with bugs. Well, if you want to make a big move, take ammonia and bleach, same as chlorine gas in 1918. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, be like in World War I all over again. Any advice for someone who is sensitive to bug sprays? I don't know. I used and I'm sure it would bother you, but it didn't bother me because I couldn't smell it. But I used there's a spray you can get in the Philippines, and it's really good. It's called I can't think of what it's called. It's a green can, but it killed bugs instantly. I mean, it was really good, and I would spray that everywhere. I'd be sitting on the couch with my girlfriend, and I'd see a cockroach crawling up the wall. I was like, "Oh crap!" I run over, grab the can, and kill it right away. I think it's called Bygone, Baygon, Bygone. I think that's the name of it, but it worked great on a day-to-day basis. Vietnam would be your third choice or your choice. Yeah, I think Vietnam would be mine. Maybe Japan if I could afford it. Cambodia, never been to Cambodia. I would love to know what it's like there. I know I got a guy on here. He's in Siem Reap right now on a visa run. I do want to go to Cambodia. I'll probably go next year sometime just to check it out. Japan would be great, but Kuala Lumpur is more realistic. Okay, cool. Vietnam is a good place to live. Yeah, I love Da Nang. I lived there for a little while, short time. A man with no surgery. Why? You're a dude. I didn't get plastic surgery. I had rhinoplasty. I got a deviated septum, and they tried to thin my nose cavity or whatever, make it bigger so my sinuses would drain better because I had sinus problems so bad. And it backfired. It was horrible. I should never have gotten the surgery. It didn't work. I still have a deviated septum. I still have sinus blockage. I still have all those problems. And it probably cost me, I don't know, a few $1,000s to have the surgery. So, yeah, it was a waste of time and money and pain. But, yeah, now I can't smell anything. So, yeah, it wasn't plastic surgery. For me, don't notice smell here in BKK. Yeah. Now, you will, on the days that I do smell things, you walk out and there'll be areas where you can smell the sewer. But mostly I smell the street food when I do have that smell come back, which is great. And even the sewer and the exhaust, it's like Ah, I can smell sewage. I can smell exhaust. Oh, it's wonderful because I don't smell it very often. So it's a nice little change of pace. But anyway, Geo on the go. Is it true you met Scotty Boy in CDO? Was his behavior as reckless back then? This is where he's been made persona non grata. Yeah, let's see if Geo answers that. He saw me in CDO in 2019 at a cafe. Wow, that is like centuries ago. He wasn't a vlogger then. Oh, wow, okay. He was just Scotty Boy. Or it wasn't even Scotty Boy. He was Scott. Not Southeast Asia, but Japan. Yeah, okay. I always lump Japan and Korea and Taiwan into Southeast Asia, and I get blow back for it all the time. But I don't know why I just say that. But anyway, yeah, it is Asia, not Southeast Asia. Japan is my first choice, but visas are hard to get there. So I'm planning on moving to Thailand on a DTV Muay Thai visa. Oh, nice. Awesome. I thought about Muay Thai, but then I watched my Thai language school has a Muay Thai class across the hall, and I watched those guys, and it's like I would split my femur the first time I tried to kick a bag. So it's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But he saw me and later did a video about seeing me. Oh, awesome. Would be Jakarta, Indonesia for me. Spent a good few years there and good dating as long as you're okay with dating Muslim. Would definitely go back if I was not happy in the Philippines. So what's the difference, Roy, in dating a Muslim as opposed to dating another religion? What's the pluses and the minuses, the pros and cons? What can you do or what can't you do with a Muslim that you date that you could do or couldn't do with any other person? Inquiring minds want to know. Taiwan is overlooked. It is a good place. Lived there for 3 years. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I want to go to Taiwan. I want to check it out. Cocaine would thin. Just do more coke. G on the go. He made infamous video clout chasing. Wasn't Scotty Boy's best moment. He used that to kickstart his channel, clout chasing. Best roach killer I've ever used is called Alpine WSG, along with an IGR to keep them from making babies. Oh, interesting. So it's kind of like a COVID shot. Make everybody infertile. I can't smell either. Several broken noses playing U.S. football. Yeah, mine's not from the broken nose, unfortunately. One of Gio's highest viewed videos was Instant Girlfriend in the PH. Yeah, that's he mentioned that to me too. I didn't see the video then. It was because it was really so true. Yeah, really, it is. You get an instant girlfriend. Wait, is this Roy that I met yesterday? Roy. Oh, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. I practiced Muay Thai on and off since I was 15, and training at the homeland has always been on my bucket list. That would be pretty cool, yeah. I dated a Muslim from Singapore, and it was great. So you got to fill us in, man. What was so great about it? Are there no-nos? Are there areas you can't go into with a Muslim girlfriend that you could with a non-Muslim? Like in the Philippines, it's completely different. Even though they're Catholic, it's like they're Catholic light basically there. All right, we're going to go up to the top of the hour, I think, and we'll call it a good. I'm having a late breakfast with a couple of buddies over at O'Shea's. So if you're around, you guys want to join us, I'll probably be there around 11:30 for breakfast at O'Shea's. They got a great deal there. You get 7 items, Western breakfast. You pick from a list, and you pick 7 items from the list, and it's 199 baht. You get a free coffee or juice with that, or tea. I usually go with the 2 eggs. That's 1 item. 2 eggs, sunny side up, toast. Sometimes bacon strips, but sometimes sausage. I do a hash brown. I do fried potatoes with onions. I do mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms, and then one other item. I can't think what it is. But anyway, yeah, so I do all that, and it's 199 baht. It's like less than $3. Pretty good deal. So we'll do that about 11:30 today at 31-1 or 31/1 on Sukhumvit. It's called O'Shea's Irish Pub. Number one issue is you can't have anything really serious or longer term unless the guy converts religion. Also, they don't do alcohol on the whole, so no icebreaker. All right, so can you I mean, is the clam breakable? I mean, can you get the clammy without having to convert, or is that a no-no too? Because I heard that Muslims have to marry as virgins. So if you can't do that, and you can't, and they don't drink alcohol, and you have to convert to do long-term, it's probably a deal breaker for me. I would say 99.99999% deal breaker. True story. I was a normal man and did coke for 10 years, and my sister-in-law thought I was a werewolf. My sense of smell was heightened with the thin skin to the sensors. Did you have a lot of nosebleeds? See, what they did, they thinned my wall here, my inside wall. They thinned it, thinking that it would open things up. All it did was made my blood vessels closer to the surface. So anytime if I blow my nose too hard or I sneeze too hard, I'll get nosebleeds. And everybody would think, oh, this coke guy, right? But no, not at all. Never done this stuff. No joke. I believe you. No complications short term. Long term may be an issue if you're not Muslim. Yeah. Let's see. Pattaya Red reviewed a really nice looking apartment building in Pattaya in his last video. Problem was, he said it was reported to have a bug infestation, which is unusual for Thailand. Yeah, it is. Depending on the owner. So it's the building owner that if they keep the maintenance up well and on a regular basis, then you shouldn't have a problem. That's the problem with the Philippines. Most building owners don't do that, and the building falls apart within 5 years of being new, and you get a bug festation. So, yeah, that's too bad. She thought I was a werewolf for the first 2 years. I knew her because I thinned the line between my sense line. Yeah. Would join, but visiting Vietnam. Enjoy Vietnam, man. I love Vietnam. Where in Vietnam are you? Includes OJ or coffee. Yes. Yeah, that's included. That's not one of the 7 items. So you can get OJ or coffee. I'll get OJ because I'm pretty much had my fill of coffee. I'll get the shakes. Yes, Gio, it's me. Was great meeting you yesterday and showing you some of Quezon City. Safe travels back to BKK. As I said yesterday, if I'm off to Dubai this week, then Da Nang back September. Oh, cool. Great price here in Florida. That would cost like $15. Oh, at least. Yeah, I would think more than 15, but I don't know. I haven't been back to the U.S. for a couple of years. I gave you a shout out on my next video, Roy. Good meeting you. Or yes, no, the clam is as easy as Philly. It is. Okay. Wow. Interesting. No, just heightened senses. Okay. Which no nosebleed issues. Let's see. I think like anything else, it depends on the girl. My experience was fantastic in and out of the bedroom. Nice. Interesting. Do they wear the hijab or the burqas in bed too, or do you get to get rid of that? Also, English is second language in most of Indonesia cities now. Was it Indonesia that has the law that you can't you can't bring a girl back to your hotel, or you can't have sex with a girl in your hotel unless you're married? Is that in Indonesia? I thought I read that somewhere or heard that somewhere. Hoi An, yeah, that's a nice beach area. I love the river area too, the restaurants and and shops around there are really cool. Very French oriented. G on the go. Before getting another rental in Bangkok, did you consider Jomtien or Pattaya? All my friends are in BKK. Yeah, I don't. Gio, you haven't been in Pattaya yet, have you? I'll have to take you on the full tour when you get back. You're a virgin until you've gone to Pattaya at least a weekend. So I'll have to do that. All right, caught up with chat right now. Anything else on your guys' mind? Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. We'll do a golf trip there too. So it's not, you can justify, oh, I went to Pattaya to golf. Yeah, sure you did. Give Geo windmill experience. Yeah, right. Keep streaming. Come on now. I'll do the when COVID, when you were in, I think you were in Cebu, and it was during COVID, and you did, I think you did like 7.5 hours or something like that. I think you wanted to break Old Dog's record by the longest stream in the Philippines. But wasn't that when you were in Cebu during COVID? Didn't you do like a 7.5 hour live stream one time? I hear Pattaya is wild. Yes, it is wild. Walking Street is pretty crazy. Soi 6. I like Beer Town. Beer Town's a neat area. It's not quite as wild as Soi 6 or Walking Street, so it's a little off. And, if I had to live in Pattaya, if gun to my head, it's like, you got to live in Pattaya, where would you live? I would live in this little apartment village called Diana Estates, and it's right across from Beer Town. But the apartments are huge. They're like 100 square meters, 2-bedroom, fully furnished, new amenities. The one I looked at, brand new kitchen, remodeled, Western style, had a stove and oven, big microwave, big couch, huge TV, had a balcony that was big, like maybe 10, 12 feet long. So you can easily put a table and chairs in there. And it showed the garden area, the middle part. That's where the balcony went out to. So it was very quiet. You weren't on the street or anything. And I think the rent was only like $850 a month. This was back probably 3 years ago when I looked. So super cheap. If I had to live there in Pattaya, that would be where I would live. That was just a neat area. And you got this little like strip mall right outside. So there's a laundry right there. Of course, I had the condo or the apartment I was looking at had a laundry. It was only on the second floor, but like I said, it was quiet because it opened up to, it didn't open up to a street. It opened up to the garden area in the middle of the compound, so to speak. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Diana Estates. You ought to check it out if you're there. Considering Hua Hin, but love Bangkok. Yeah, Hua Hin's nice. It's the antithesis of Pattaya. It's completely different. It's a beach town, but it's smaller and quiet, kind of a retirement community feel to it. But there are some nice areas to go to, some lively areas. It's a law that got rejected as many demonstrators against it, so all good. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the can't sleep with anybody in Indonesia unless you're married to them? Okay, that's good to hear. I don't know what the Indonesia prisons are like, but I wouldn't I wouldn't want to try it out. G on the go says few more hours. Yeah. How many hours was it? How many hours did you do your marathon? Pattaya also has some really nice golf courses. Yeah, there's a really nice one. I can't think of the name of it, but every year the LPGA Tour does the Honda Classic there, and it's a really nice course. So, yeah, they have some really good courses there. Good morning, JJ from Bali. Awesome. How's Bali these days? I've heard it's gotten a little overrun by tourists, and it's not as cool as it used to be, but I've never been there. Muslim theocracies have a law that they can break the law as long as they are invading the infidel. What if the infidel invades them? Jom Tien is nice, yeah. Little more subdued than Patia. Sorry, not sorry. Islam cannot live with the Western world. All other religions welcome. Not trying to be bad. I understand. I get you. Tech Peasant says, Tech Peasant, many lovely Muslim people here in Thailand. Yeah. Yeah, I would say I've never, I've interacted with Muslims here in Thailand. In fact, there's a couple of them that worked at the Thai school I went to, and they were nice. Where else have I seen Muslim women that seem fairly nice? You know, different restaurants and that. So I've never had a problem with Muslims here, but I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't want to make this a religious conversation, so I'll just leave it at that. There's good and bad all over the world. Over 7 hours. Wow. There I am. Okay, back. Sometimes my computer does weird things. So, is it true that there are no high-rise buildings in Thailand outside of Bangkok? I don't know. I don't. I mean, there's. I mean, you go to Pattaya, there's high-rise condos. I don't know if they're as high as like my building's like 46 floors. I don't know if they're that high, but I don't know. That's a good question. As long as military-aged men do not go to Canada, I'm okay. Right. Well, did you see what's going on in Spain? All those Moroccans, like 80,000 or something like that, maybe more. I don't know. They just basically went to Spain, invaded it, and they were all 20-something military-aged men. There were no babies, there were no women, no children, just men. Well, that's a little suspicious, wouldn't you say? I plan on starting in BKK, but visiting Chiang Mai, Hua Hin, and Pattaya as well to see if it'll fit me better. What are you looking for, Kat? Are you looking for city life, city convenience, Western convenience, beach life, mountains, country, province? Because I can kind of steer you in the right direction because I've been to all those places. But I would also look at if you're looking at mountain areas or countryside or province life, maybe Chiang Rai would be something that you should check. I believe it's a law in Laos. Oh, is it? Okay. He ran away. Who ran away? Oh, me? Sorry, everyone. Valdez, got to go. Okay, Valdez, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit that like button before you leave or when you're thinking about it right now. It really helps the algorithm after this post. Yeah, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the Muslim military-aged men. Yeah, weird. Now there's talk. I watched a video this morning. The question is, okay, so it's just a matter of time before all of Europe is a Muslim state. So when does the U.S. take their nuclear warheads out of Europe? What's the plan on that? So interesting conversations coming up everywhere. Bali is quiet now that the Australians and Indonesia holidays are over. The weather is fantastic. Looking forward to visiting Thailand for my first time starting October. Awesome. October should be the end of rain season, so you should be in pretty decent shape by the end of October. Let's see. In the obscure African nation in North Africa. Yeah, exactly. I want to go to Morocco. I want to go to Morocco. I want to go to Casablanca just to say I've been to Casablanca. It's my favorite movie. Now, I know they never filmed any of it in Casablanca, but it would just be neat just to go there just to check it out. Walkability is a big factor for me. Plus, I kind of want to try living the big city life for a change. That's why I want to start in Bangkok. Okay, cool. I love Bangkok. Other than, you get the occasional pollution issues at the first part of the year, and I just go down to Hua Hin or Pattaya for couple weeks to get away from that. The traffic is nuts, but I get around that. I hardly ever use Grab or taxis. I usually just use the trains, or I'll get on the back of a bike taxi and get from point A to point B in no time at all. It's kind of a scary act. It's kind of a scary act, but it can be kind of fun at times. But yeah, other than that, Bangkok's awesome. I just love Bangkok. But, there's no beach here, obviously. There's no mountains. It's city. It's the city, and it's a big city. But it's a city that never sleeps, and there's always something to do, no matter what day of the week it is. So that's what Bangkok has going for us. All right, we'll go a couple more minutes, then we're going to call it good. I appreciate y'all coming on board this morning. Appreciate the super chats, and I appreciate the members. If you're not a member, if you want to be a member, you get to see my videos before anybody else. It's only 99 cents a month, so check that out if you want. But more than anything, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like content, please hit the subscribe button. I hit 18,000 subscribers this week, so super excited about that. So that's a pretty cool thing. As a 50-year-old man that could be a sergeant or junior officer, I would run into the Crusades 2.0. I will not rest. I have many boomsticks. JJ, can you assist with a question regarding TM30? I have 2 Airbnbs booked, one in Bangkok for 28 nights and one in Hua Hin for 13. Do the hosts take care of these? They're supposed to, so you need to make sure they do. And what I would do is, as soon as you get there, as soon as you get checked in, say, could you take care of the TM30 and send me a copy? So you've got a copy, they'll email it to you or whatever. And that way you've got that. But yeah, they're supposed to take care of it for you. The problem with Airbnbs, you're not supposed to do an Airbnb for less than 30 days. So the owners may have some backlash with that. But if you're only staying for, let me see, you're coming in you're doing 28 nights at one and then 13 for the other. If you're not renewing a tourist visa or whatever visa, visa-free entry, if you're not renewing it, you're probably not going to have an issue. It's when you renew and they can't see where you've been. And the same thing in Vietnam. That's coming up now in Vietnam too, and it's getting really sticky there. But yeah, they should do it for you, and I would ask for a copy of that sent to you. That way you've got your bases covered. I live in South Florida, but never was a beach guy, so don't really need it. Okay, cool. I like the beach. I'm not a swimmer, but I like hanging out on the beach. I'll go in, chest deep in the ocean. But yeah, but I'm not married to it. It's like when I lived in. I've mentioned this before. When I lived in Fort Collins, Colorado, growing up in Nebraska, I loved going to Colorado to see the Rocky Mountains, right? It was so cool. But if you live there, after a while, it becomes part of the background. And you take it for granted. And that's why I decided I didn't want to live full-time in Da Nang and enjoy that beautiful beach there, because eventually you'll take it for granted and you won't even realize it's there, and it becomes part of the scenery. I don't want that to happen. I want always to feel like it's such a neat thing when I go to Da Nang and see the beach, or wherever. So that's why I decided I wasn't going to live long-term in Da Nang. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Tech Peasant. Appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Let's see. Canada has only rifles and grandfathered handguns. I'm good. Let's see. TM30 is only if you're staying for over 90 days. Okay. I'm only 60 days single visit. Thanks, JJ, and congrats on the 18,000. Thank you. Thank you. Dossie Travels. I have a trick. My great-grandfather has the same name. Oh, there you go. So you can grandfather his grandfather. Grandfather your grandfather. He took lots of souvenirs. Okay, cool. All right, guys. It's just past 2 o'clock. We're going to call it a day. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you hit that like button, that thumbs up before you leave. I appreciate you all. As always, live life, my friend, no matter where you are. Sabai, sabai. We'll talk to you again next